Okay, I said I would do how-tos on request. So Charles Dance immediate reply to this video about prostitution and reflectopedia is that he is totally baffled. So I will explain what I'm talking about. First of all, do you know what a wiki is? Okay, it's like an encyclopedia that you can edit, an online encyclopedia that you can edit, like Wikipedia. Wikipedia uses software called MediaWiki. A company named Wikia will host um, media wikis for you. They host various wikis. I have created one called the Pool of Reflection Wiki. Okay, otherwise known as the reflectopedia. Oops. So pedia.wikia.com, right? And you know, you might want to put http// there, reflectopedia.com. Okay. Now the point of this wiki is that we record points of view, right? In the Wikipedia, the articles are supposed to be written with the neutral point of view, but not in this wiki. This wiki is for debatable propositions, so you put points of view. And if somebody disagrees with it, they can create articles. Now, you might not know much about wikis, but a wiki page can have subpages. So, for example, we can have a page called legalize prostitution in the Nevada model, and then have a slash rebuttal, and then in there, like a directory, slash various rebuttals to that proposition. We can have slash fact checks. And so I have these categories. There's fact checks, rebuttals, agreements. We'll have other things for voting and various things like this. We use mostly something called a template. You can put a little thing in wiki text, and you have to learn that stuff if you want to use the wiki. But make bulleted lists. You just put asterisks and list the stuff in text. Well, if you use the what we call the curly brackets, then you can have templates that work like little commands, okay? And they allow you to, go into a page and go curly bracket, rebuttal, and then the pipe symbol, which is what you've used for this. That's the up and down, the or symbol over there above the backslash near the return key usually. And, you can name your rebuttal, and it'll create this slash rebuttal, all that namespace. You save the page, you go back, you click on the link, it lets you create or edit that link. Okay, and I've done this for the idea of uh, prostitution should be legal. And what this is going to allow us to do is break things down. So, for example, I had that article I talked about, prostitution should be legalized in the Nevada model. Very simple proposition there. There's also a link to a page about the Nevada model. People could debate what the Nevada model really entails. There could be different versions potentially, or there could be one version that the people that believe in that get, say what they mean by that, and when, if in other people might just simply rebut that or create their own alternate definition. Separate from that are rebuttals to the idea that whatever it is, model should be adopted. Okay, so the idea is to track the arguments by putting them into the structure, and I will have software, wiki robots that can go and extract the structure, draw graphs of the structure, allow the votes to be tabulated in complex ways so that, for example, you can extract what you believe of this network and somebody else can extract something different. Because the idea is that this wiki idea is somewhat inherently relativist because you can have different ideas. And so you might say, oh, well, see, look, it's absolutely relativist. You're not letting the dogmatists have a chance. No, we are, because in relativism and skepticism, one of these propositions you can have in this wiki is that you shouldn't be relativist, and you can act on that and go make a wiki that is, a particular, more focused or dogmatic school. And so it does allow that to be debated. Now, it's implicitly relativist or skeptical because we're still debating all these things. If it goes in this wiki, it's supposed to be debated. Now, the idea is if you believe that prostitution should be legalized in the Nevada models in the U.S., then you would go and create this point of view. Other people that agree with you might edit it, improve the wording, be more careful. For example, in reaction to a rebuttal or a fact check, you might change that main article. But not to get a neutral point of view, but to get the essence of the point of view that is shared among the people that that want to join together. And if you don't want to join together, you make a very unique or individual one. And I would think most of them start off individual. I attributed this to Peach. Now, you don't have to believe in that point of view to record it. You could just record it because somebody else believes it. Maybe you want to rebut it. If you do that, you need to be good at this and try to state it as well as possible as if you really did believe it. No need to create straw men. So if it's not your position, you have to be careful and know some techniques and how to do that. If it's just your position, go ahead and write it down, and we'll break these things down. If somebody just puts in a big position, if I had not made an article for what the Nevada, to try to describe what the Nevada model of prostitution is, somebody could come along and do that later. It's all very easy with Wiki, and you can learn how MediaWiki works, and there's lots and lots of details. Mainly I'll be using the templates and categories to mark pages, and later go through them with wiki mining bots. So this is just a way, if people believe that prostitution should be legal, then they should go and help edit this, because I just put it in place. It's one sentence. Maybe it could be better put, and put supporting arguments, fill out the links. I made it so there's a template for marking where the origin of the argument is for this situation, where say I entered the page, but really the origin is the Peach. It's my interpretation of her version of this. I made it a little more general because I think other people do agree with it. Maybe if it gets complicated, it has an origins page that's a little more complete. Obviously, she didn't think up that model or the idea that we could use that elsewhere, but for the sake of creating one of these articles, she did. So it's a dynamic wiki where we converse and sort of record, and as we would work on these pages and fill them out, and as we move on to other things, they're left in place. If they're not finished or whatever, fine, and the software will be able to go back and tag and help me or whomever work on these finishing up any structures that need to be finished up. And the end result, though it's ongoing and there really is no end, is like a multi-dimensional argument. Instead of just one position, it would actually have all of the positions of the people that have taken part in it. And I think it'll be innately relativist because it'll contain all these great ideas, including contradictions. But you can also say, hey, well, that stuff's nonsense. Sure, overall, it's got everything. It's chaotic. It's pointless. But this little subset is what I really believe, this part of the tree. And it'll be different for someone else. That's sort of the idea. But really, in the most simple sense, it's just, let's pin people down. If somebody believes that it could be workable, but there's these arguments, let's do that. If they want to say that this is about you or that, or this is your motivation, fine. Let's get all of the ideas down where we can mark off which are being answered and adequately and how. And we don't vote and eliminate. We just store all the different versions and figure out tools that we can build to help us comprehend and process it all. So that's the idea. It's a wiki for points of view, reflectopedia. It is, this is not the right address. Isn't that ironic? It's Wikia. Sorry. Well, you had to watch the end. It's like a little gate. If you don't watch the end, you don't know. Well, I've left enough links. Okay. Damn, the little title box had a typo the whole time. Anyway, okay.